you owe them $10,000 or whatever, Yeah. And so, and this is how they get us.
Okay. Now let's reverse it a little bit. So, your credit. Let's talk about that. Debt and credit. So, that's one of the ways it can either work against you. Credit can either work against you or it can work in your favor.
Okay.
So, on the one end, the problem I see when we talk about credit cards and debt is that people are purchasing with money that they don't have. That's the issue. So
wait. Back that thing up. Say that one more time.
People swipe a credit card and make a purchase with money that they don't have. That is a major issue. And so now they got you. So now they got you at 20-25% interest, and you willingly swiped that credit card and you knew you didn't have the money to pay it back. As opposed to, okay, so you have a credit card, right? Hypothetically, and you have $1,000 in your checking account.
Okay.
Well, guess what? You can make the purchase with that credit card, okay? And then you can pay that credit card company back 7 days before the billing cycle. And what happens is when you do that 3, 4, 5 months in a row, then it's going to increase your credit limit.
Yes, sir.
That's how you get credit to work in your favor. Never spend money on that credit card that you don't have. Only use the money that you have, and you pay that cycle off 7 to 10 days before. And again, what the purpose of it, the main component in that, in doing so, is you're gonna be able to raise your credit limit. You're gonna, now your credit is gonna start going up, and you're gonna be able to leverage your credit later on in life. Leverage it for any type of major purchase that you may really need. We live in a credit world now where credit is king.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. So minimizing debt. Okay, never put money on credit cards that you don't have, that you can't pay off. The little disciplines, it's those little bitty disciplines that take us so far.
And the whole, and correct me once again if I'm wrong, because you are totally the expert. I am still here learning, and I am grateful for those who have come alongside me and have taught me some stuff, right? I have an amazing group of people that are financial advisors. They do this on a day-to-day basis, right? And I'm grateful for you as well, because now you're going to be a part of our team, because you can never know it all. So I love to get different perspective on how to do and manage money. Here's a question. It's always the consumer, right? They want you to not pay. They hoping that we cannot pay, so that they can take that interest on, add some other fees, late fees. I'm like, you pay fees upon fees. Your fees have fees.
And also, whenever you get in a card, you got to pay attention to that APR. You got to pay attention to read that fine print, because they may say 0% APR for the first 18 months.
But if you don't pay it off in 18 months, what happened?
If you don't pay it off, then obviously they're going to charge their interest. But not just that. I'm saying you can get a credit card and never swipe it. And in 18 months, they're going to start charging you interest. So you have to read the fine print on that APR. See, that's how they sell it. They say, okay, well, we're not going to charge you anything for the first 18 months. You got a credit card, but we're not going to charge you anything for the first 18 months. But then after that 18 months, it's going to be 25% interest on whatever that credit limit is. So now they're charging you interest even if you hadn't swiped that card.
Wow. Are y'all hearing this?
Man,
are y'all hearing this? So they charging you interest even if you don't use the card? Even
if you don't use the card, they'll charge you interest.
Wow.
So you have to be mindful and read the fine print. Guys, read your contract, read the fine print of what's in there so that you don't get trapped.
And a lot of times that's the issue. We are desperate. Because there's a need. There's a legit need that we need money, right? And then we don't want to read. A lot of times it's like, hey, sign here. Okay, so, no, what am I signing? And it's, even if it's going to take a couple minutes and you read it. Because, you know, a lot of times they say, okay, we're going to go through this application or through the contract or whatever it is, the agreement. And they say, oh, here's the paragraph that says, the financial issue. Oh, how much you're going to pay a month or whatever. So they that representatives try to tell you what it says, but you still have to say, you know what, I still need that time to sit and read this.
And read it. Yes,
But even if she's telling you, oh, it says this and just sign here. No, I need to read for myself. Because a lot of times when they'll leave that little fine piece of that fine print out, and then you have this interest, and then you pay longer than you should. Man, it's real.
And well, and again, it's not to hold a negative perspective about it, because it can absolutely be used in your favor. Because if we're doing what we're supposed to do with those credit cards, and you're paying it off before your billing cycle, 5 to 7 days, 7 to 10 days before.
Not the day of.
Not the day of.
Okay.
5 to 7 days before. If we're doing what we're supposed to do with it over the course of a year, guess what? They're going to raise your credit limit. You do it for another year, they're going to raise your credit limit. And you're going to notice, and slowly but surely, your credit score is going to start to go up. It's going to start to go up to where it's showing on your credit that, hey, this guy has a track record, a history of paying on time. So it works in your favor.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so whenever you go to purchase anything, so let's talk about like credit scores. How do people, like consumers, or if you're going to purchase something, how do they determine if they're going to approve you for a loan, or approve you for a car, or approve you to purchase or a credit card? So how is that determined? Like what is considered a good credit score?
780, 750, 780. That's relatively good. And again, it ties back into debt.
Okay.
What we said, this is why eliminating debt from our life is so important. But before you can eliminate the debt, you have to know what the debts are. You have to be able to say, okay, I have a mortgage. Okay, I have 2 credit cards. I have debts are now we're talking about revolving debt here. We're talking about those debts that you pay every month. Every month. And but you have to, and we show people how to do this, you guys, and we list them, and we show them, we give them a program and teach them how the fastest way to pay their debts off, because the first thing that they're going to look at when you go looking for a car or a new home, or it's not necessarily, is this person cash heavy in the bank? One of the first things they're going to look at is, okay, is this person, what does their credit look like? What does their credit history look like? What is the history of them purchasing apartments or homes? What does that history look like? And that's all attached to that credit score. And so, man, I'm telling you guys, minimize that debt. Do what we're supposed to do on those credit cards. And over the course of 2 to 5 years, man, you'll be in the best shape financially as far as credit is concerned.
Well, only 2 to 5 years. Wow.
Yeah, just by minimizing debt and maximizing on taking advantage of paying those cards off on time. And not only that, if a person did that for 3 to 5 years and paid their credit cards, and now mind you, it doesn't matter whether you put $200 on that card a month. It doesn't matter whether you put $25 a month. They just want to know, did you pay it off on time?
Okay.
That's what they're looking for. Did you incur the debt, and did you pay it off on time?
Okay.
And so again, over the course of, I believe periodically every 3 to 4 months, you're going to notice, like I said, that credit score is going to start going up. And if you did that, if a person did that consistently for about 5 years, oh man, they'll be in the best shape ever. And they minimize their debt, you'll be in great shape.
I love it.
Yes,
What? Oh, so much. My little brain is going. But one of the things you kind of talked about, how do we contact you? And for those that are watching, if we're watching, or for those who are tuned in today, or who's going to watch the replay, how can we contact you where we can say, you know what, this is how much I make, and I'm struggling, and I need help. I need someone to help me to manage my money, and it's okay, because everybody is not like, they don't know how to use the financial, or have financial literacy classes or courses that we've taken, right? Yes, how can people reach you where they can contact you and say, I need help?
Again, we're going to attach the link tree at the bottom.
Yes.
And just for a peace of mind, you guys, we personalize, and our goal is to customize every person's experience.
I love it.
Because no two pair of shoes are the same. And so, again, it doesn't matter whether a person is paycheck to paycheck, or if they have a little bit more assets, and they say, hey, I have these assets here, and I don't know what to do. But whenever we wrap up, one of the things, Ms. Etcha and myself, we'll attach the link in the bio on our link tree. You guys can look us up on Instagram, on Facebook as well. And I'd be more than happy to sit down one-on-one and go into more detail as far as whatever area of concern they may be looking for.
Give us a number for those who are tuned in, and of course we're going to share all your information at the end of the broadcast. Give a number where they can call or reach you to make that appointment.
Yes, ma'am. Well, a good number to reach me would be 832-668-0482. Once again, that number is 832-668-0482. If you guys have any questions concerning any of the above, and in addition to what we're sharing, you guys, let me share this as well. There's about $3 trillion in the banking system right now. Mm-hmm. $3 trillion. That's not growing any interest for people. Money that is just sitting in a vault and is collecting dust because it's not growing.
Wow.
You guys, I don't know if y'all hear that, but are you with me? $3 trillion.
Not million, not billion, but trillion.
$3 trillion. Okay. Because what were we taught about money growing up, you guys? We were taught to go down to our local bank. I don't care if it's $5,000. I don't care if it's a stimulus check. The first one we do is put it inside of a checking account or a savings account. You guys, but these checking accounts and savings accounts are yielding us very little returns on our money.
So what are you saying to us? Like, as far, like, I know you're not saying don't put our money in the bank. So what should we do?
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, the pros, one of the pros about having a bank account is that money is liquid, which means you can touch it at any given time. Mm-hmm. But the downside to that is even if you just have $5,000 sitting in your checking account, let me ask you a question. What do you think that bank does with that money? They just keep it in a vault?
No, they invest it.
They invest it. Yeah. Where do they invest it? How do they invest it? Mm-hmm. See, let's just keep it at that, though. They invest it. So if they're investing our money, then that means they're going out making 10, 12, 15% interest on our money.
On our money.
But they're giving us traditionally 0.000 on our money. Mm-hmm. So again, you guys, don't let this be you. We don't want this to happen. We want to create it to where open line of dialogue to where you guys, we can sit down with you and we can personalize this and show you where to be putting your money, like we were talking about with the mutual funds and with the Roth IRAs, and to show you guys where to be putting that money so that we can get the interest on our money instead of them getting it.
And I love this conversation because a lot of people in different cultures, we're just not taught. Mm-mm. This is not a conversation that we're having at our dinner tables, right? This is not a conversation that we're having with mom and dad or how to do credit. A lot of times, by the time we get out of high school, we have light bills in our name. Mama used your name to buy something, and Finger Hut, your name is. So a lot of times we grow up and come into life before we even start experiencing life in debt.
And you know what happens?
Because mama needed our name.
Ain't that crazy?
It is.
And where our parents leave off.
Mama, you owe me some money, honey. No, I'm playing.
Where they leave off, Miss Alicia, where our parents leave off, that's where we start. Where we leave off is where our children are going to start. See,
that's good.
How can you pass generational wealth if you hadn't obtained the information and the knowledge to be able to pass it down? And think about this. How many people can you think of that are really financially independent? 65 years old, and they have $5 million saved for retirement. How many people you know personally know like that? And for most of us, the answer is, well, I don't really know nobody like that. That's how important it is. Yeah. But do you know how easy it is to be a millionaire? If somebody took, at 18 years old, if they put $100 in a Roth IRA from 18 all the way to retirement, they'd be a cash millionaire. It's that simple.
Okay, so wow, this is good. So should we as parents, so basically what I'm hearing you say, as parents, and I'm a grandma now, so yes, we should, and that's one of the things that we've had a discussion. We had a family meeting in the beginning of the year, and that's one of the things we want our kids to start saving and building wealth for their children as well. Like you're saying, saving money for the kids, for their college. So when they grow up, whatever they want to do, the money is there. And it doesn't have to be, like you said, it doesn't have to be a lot of money, just something. And we would be surprised of how that money works and build muscle for our kids and our children's children, right?
so often I hear people say, well, it's just hard to find money. But think about this. How much would you say that most people spend unnecessarily every month?
Oh, goodness. I don't even know if we even know how much.
Are you with
like,
it?
Yeah.